चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. We are reading from chapter 15 of the book Teachings of Lord Caitanya. So we are in the last para today, and then we'll be starting chapter 16, Krishna willing. Anyone who is not attracted to Krishna is understood to be still under the spell of Maya, but one who is attempting to be liberated by the process of devotional service is actually liberated from this spell. So, irrespective of one's activities, there may be devotees who are already trying to practice Krishna consciousness, or there may be others who have not still come into this practice of Krishna consciousness. But what is Mahaprabhu saying? Anyone who is not attracted to Krishna, even if as an as a ceremonial thing, if somebody has come into the Guru Parampara as a ceremonial thing, it has happened. But if they don't have any attraction to Krishna, that means it is to be understood that they are still under the spell of Maya. That is the external energy of Lord Krishna, illusion. They are still in illusion. But one who is attempting to be liberated, so one uh, who is who has come into this process, who wants this liberation through the process of devotional service, not by the other means, the not by the means of cultivating knowledge, or by dhyan, this yoga, that yoga, hat yoga, ashtang yoga, by dhyan yoga, or by karma yoga, none of those, but by the process of devotional service, by the process of bhakti yoga, should be understood that, such a person is actually liberated from the spell of Maya. That means they have been liberated from that entanglement, because they have taken to this process of devotional service, and now they are attempting to liberate themselves from by this process. In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there are many instances recorded of devotees who became liberated in this very lifetime, in that same very lifetime, simply by engaging in devotional service. So, with this, we end. We come to the end of chapter 15. Chapter 16, conclusion of the teachings to Sri Sanatan Goswami. Persons who cultivate knowledge for liberation are of three kinds. So, those who are engaged in Gyan Yoga for liberation, they want to get mukti from the material miseries. Mukti means they come at peace and they don't have any material miseries. They are at a steady zone, Zen. So, those persons who cultivate knowledge for liberation are of three kinds. Those who simply desire liberation, that is, mujhe bas mukti chahiye, I don't want all this suffering. That is the first kind. Those who are already liberated, so they are already out of material miseries, they are at Zen already. Even while in this, and the third category, even while in this material existence, sorry, those who are liberated already even while in this material existence, so they are in this material existence, they have a material body, they are very much in this material world doing their activities, but they are already liberated. That means they are not impacted by material miseries. And the third category is those who are actually self realized. There are many persons in this world who desire liberation. Most people who have, not most people, but majority of people they desire liberation, because nobody wants miseries. There are some who are in worse condition than them, who don't even understand that this material world is full of miseries. So they are trying to find happiness within this material world. And then there are those people who understand that no, this material world is full of miseries, padam padam yat vipadam, and therefore we want liberation, we want mukti from this material world. So there are many persons in this world who desire liberation, and sometimes they engage in devotional service for this purpose. So they think that okay, I want mukti, I want. I have seen that these devotees, these Hare Krishna devotees, they're always laughing, always smiling, they're always happy, dancing, chanting, and उनको कोई tension ही नहीं है, कोई चिंता ही नहीं है, कुछ करते ही नहीं होंगे. Maybe they don't have any work or something. I don't know what, but they always look happy. So let us see what process they do. Oh, they do this devotional service, chalo, let us also do that, because I think it is because of that process only that they are so happy. So such persons who desire liberation, they sometimes engage in devotional service for this purpose, to get liberation from miseries. It is corroborated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1.2.26, that those who actually desire liberation give up all kinds of demigod worship, and without envy concentrate their minds in the worship of Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When such persons come in contact with a pure devotee, they engage in the devotional service of Krishna, and they give up the idea of liberation. So what does this mean? Again and again we are saying, Mahaprabhu is saying the same thing again and again, and through various ways, by in the in while he is explaining the Atmaram verse, he is making this point clear again and again and again, that Kri- the devotional service, this process at the lotus feet of Krishna, is the highest, and it is definitely therefore higher than liberation. Mukti is not the ultimate thing, as the Brahmavadis and the Mayavadis think, but it is not the ultimate. So, those who actually desire liberation, they give up all kinds of demigod worship. Why? Because when somebody is a demigod worshipper, then ultimate goal, if somebody is a genuine demigod worshipper, then their ultimate destination will be the planet of that particular demigod, which is again within this material world only. And so therefore they give up all kinds of demigod worship, and without envy, without comparing that why this, why not that. I don't believe in the words of the Shastra, this is envy. So, without envy, with no envy, they concentrate their minds in the worship of Narayan. Why should the Supreme, why should we call Narayan as the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Why should he be the center of all my service? Then what will happen of my desires and my sense gratification? This is envy. So, without envy, such persons, they concentrate their minds in the worship of Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when such persons come in contact with a pure devotee, like Srila Prabhupada, like our spiritual master, when they come in contact with such a pure devotee, what happens? By the dint of their mercy, by their causeless mercy, by their association, they such persons, they get engaged in the devotional service of directly Krishna, and then they give up the idea of liberation, because then they are not impacted by all this material miseries and all that. So they give up the idea of liberation. A verse in the Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya states, Aho Mahatman Bahudosha Dushto Piyekena Bhatesha Bhavagunena Satsangamakhena Asu Khaven Vahena Kritadhyanoyena Krisha Mumuksha. Mumuksha. Mumuksha means those who want mukti. Muksha. So they are facing towards mukti. O great soul, Aho Mahatman, O great soul, Bahudosha Dushto, although there are many flaws within this miserable life, there is yet one Grigori. Api ekena bhati esha bhavo gunena. There is a great glory, or there is a great gun, quality. Sat sangamat khena. So sat sanga, the association of pure devotees. Cultivate such association. Try to get hold of such association. And once you get hold of such association, never leave that association for anything in all the three worlds, in the entire universe. Don't leave such association for anything. Don't make any negotiations. Some may say that, oh, you will get lot of um, many years of, you know, what is that, pious pious birth, and many good fruits, many years of enjoyment. Whatever you need, you will get. All your desires will be fulfilled. No, I don't want. You keep it with yourself. I want this association. For that, if my desires are not fulfilled, I'm okay with it, but I will not leave the association of pure devotees. This has to be the determination. By it, our desire for liberation diminishes. The desire for liberation is equal to when somebody says that you will get many years of aram and sukoon and everything you desire, and all the good fruits, and nice, everything will be perfect. That is liberation. But I don't want that. I want association of pure devotees. So, O great soul, there are many flaws within this miserable life. Yet there is one glory, one great quality of this miserable life. What is that? That is the association of pure devotees. So therefore, asukha vahena, cultivate such association. Kritadhyano yena krisha mumuksha. So by this, our desire for liberation diminishes. So such persons who want some sukh and chain and nice life and all these material desires, they get diminished when one comes in the association of pure devotees, because they start getting attracted to Krishna. Now they have a higher destination. I don't want anything which is below Krishna. I don't want anything which is less than Krishna. Nothing lower, higher taste. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.37, it is stated that man's fear is due to his material conception of life and to his forgetting his eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. This is very important. Please make a note of this. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam that man's fear, all the fear that we have, what if something happens tomorrow? What if my job goes tomorrow? Um, what if my some very important family member, very dear family member passes away tomorrow suddenly? Or what if my insurance doesn't work at the right time? What if I get a cancer? क्या होगा? मेरे फैमिली का क्या होगा? मेरा क्या होगा? कैंसर में then that chemotherapy, अरे बाप रे. So many fears, na? What if my husband gets a heart attack suddenly? What if my father gets something? What if tomorrow my child fails in the exam? And then that is one thing. These days, teenagers and children, even school children, school going children, they are committing suicide. Why? Because they have not uh, they have failed. Or I remember one incident, Gaurang Prabhu was mentioning that he came into Krishna consciousness when he saw there was one person in his college in IIT, because he's from IIT. So in IIT, one student tried to commit suicide, and there was ho halla. Hey, somebody tried to commit suicide. So everyone asked him that it was not successful. Therefore, everybody could ask him कि क्या हुआ भाई, क्यों suicide commit करने जा रहे थे? He said that every time I come first, or this time I have come second in the class. Therefore, I wanted to commit suicide. गौरांग प्रभु से, अरे यहाँ पे इतने सारे लोग घूम रहे जो फेल होकर बिंदास हंस हंस के घूम रहे, यार यहाँ एक है फर्स्ट के बदले सेकंड आया, उसको सुसाइड कमिट करना है. What is this? This is material world. So many desires, and we don't know what desire will lead to what. This is the situation of this Kali Yuga. So everybody has some fear. So a man's fear is due to his material conception of life. What is material conception of life? We have discussed this in great detail. And because the man, this They have forgotten their eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. What is my constitutional position? I am part and parcel of Krishna. I've broken, I've fallen out, and therefore I am now churning into this hopeless place, going here and there, getting hurt here, falling off there, and therefore I'm suffering because I've forgotten my relationship with Krishna. My eternal constitutional position, I am the servitor of Krishna. I am supposed to serve Krishna, but because I'm not serving Krishna, therefore Maya has put a rope, a snake around my neck and pulling me and forcing me to do the things that Maya wants. But I'm thinking that I am the doer. मैंने अपने हिसाब से किया है सब कुछ नहीं. Actually मैंने अपने हिसाब से नहीं किया है. It is Maya who has put that rope. That just how bulls and these oxes, the cows, they put a rope from the nose. Similarly, Maya Devi has put a rope, and anytime she can pull that and put us anywhere. She can take us to a nice place and we will think, wow, this is such a nice place. Immediately next moment we will fall in a kua, and we will break our hands and legs and fracture in the brain and something will happen. So that is material, that is Maya. We are thinking we are the doer. um Ahankara vimhudatma karta hamiti manyate. Because of the false ego, ahankara vimhudatma, the living entity thinks himself to be the doer. Actually, the living entity is never the doer. Based on their past karma, based on their desires, Maya Devi has framed the entire storyline of their life, and everything is happening based on what Maya Devi wants. We are not in control of anything. Just as we do not put any efforts to get dukkha, distress in life, but yet it comes. Similarly, we don't need to put any effort to get some sukha, because it will come when it has to come. That is the nature of material world. Therefore, just engage in the devotional service of Krishna and finish this business and let us go back. That is Srila Prabhupada's verdict. That is Krishna's verdict. It is stated man's fear is due to his eternal conception of life. Sorry, is material conception of life, and to his forgetting the eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. Consequently, he finds himself having only perverted memories. He doesn't have his spiritual memories that once I was with Krishna. He doesn't, we don't have that memory. Does anybody here have that memory? Okay. I also don't have it. But what memories do we have? Oh, what happened in my childhood, what my parents did to me, what how my relation was with my siblings. And then as we grow up, okay, my friends in college, in school time, okay, these are the memories. That memory is not very nice. Then we get married, then another story begins. Then then there is a child, then a new story begins. So every time we have memories, some good, some bad. So these are all perverted memories. As soon as we leave this body, no memory of this family, then a new family starts. That new family can be a human family or can be in any other species. It can be a tree also, it can be grass also. So only perverted memories, because we have forgotten our actual relation. We have forgotten the only actual relation, that is with the Supreme Lord. We have forgotten our actual eternal duty, dharma. We have forgotten that, and therefore we are going around in this manner. This occurs due to the spell of material energy. One who has sufficient intelligence will engage in full devotional service कि अरे बहुत हुआ भाई अभी चलो, let me just focus on what is important. This lifetime is how much? If I am now almost 40, then in some time, how many more years? Even if I take the maximum, say I live for 100 years, of course nobody really wants to live in this miserable world for 100 years, but at the most, if somebody lives for 100 years, then I have another so many years. I know, okay, this many years, that is the maximum. I can die even the next moment. Who knows if I'm going to live the next day or not? But knowing that this is the limited lifespan that I have in this material world, instead of, does that mean that I give up all my duties? No. It means that I do all my duties in the best way possible, knowing that I'm doing it to please Krishna. If there is anything that is not pleasing to Krishna, then that should be given up. That activity should be given up. And all other duties, everything, taking care of the family, taking care of myself, taking care of my body, everything for the purpose of serving Krishna and pleasing Krishna. That should be our goal. That should be the goal of a devotee. That should be the goal of the person who has decided that, bus, this is the lifetime, last material birth. No more material birth I want. So let me become serious. So one who has sufficient intelligence will engage in full devotional service and regard the Supreme Lord as his spiritual master and worshipable God. The conclusion is that no one can attain a revolution in consciousness without engaging in devotional service to the Lord. Yeah, very, very important point. Wow. The conclusion is that no one can attain a revolution that, nay, I am doing this, I am doing that, and my consciousness, I know I will go in the high, I will go back to Godhead because I know about my consciousness. But here Mahaprabhu is saying this, not me, not any human being. And Srila Prabhupada is bringing it to us. Pure devotee and Krishna, they are giving this to us. Conclusion is that no one can attain a revolution in consciousness without engaging in devotional service to the Lord. Without engaging in devotional service to the Lord, our consciousness will remain material consciousness, and we will never go back to Godhead with that material consciousness. Just like we will not allow some thief and dacoit and some cheater to come inside our house and live with us. Will anybody allow that? Somebody who is a cheater, somebody who is a dacoit, somebody who is a murderer, a rapist, will anybody allow such a person to enter their house and stay with them for 5 days? Forget 5 days, for even one day, one night? No one. So if we behave in such a manner in this material world, our material consciousness, we want to fulfill our sense gratification. That is selfishness. We are envious, therefore we want sense gratification. That means we are those cheaters. How can the Supreme Lord, even if he desperately wants us to be back, how can he allow us to enter into his own house where all his dear family members are living? Because we will go back with this consciousness and we will cheat them also over there, and we will destroy the sanctity of the purity of that. The transcendental environment will be destroyed just because of one cheater there. Therefore we cannot enter. That is why there has to be a revolution in our consciousness. That determination has to be there ki nahi, I cannot let my life get wasted just because of miserly weakness of the heart ki log kya kahenge. No, people will say many things. Am I willing to give up my whatever I'm understanding from Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Lord? Because there is no one beyond the Supreme Lord. Am I ready to give up that? Then fine. So we need a revolution in consciousness, and that revolution can only come when somebody is engaged in devotional service to the Lord. Without that, it is not possible. When one is actually free from material contamination, he can fully engage himself in Krishna consciousness. Material contamination means that we are protecting our consciousness. It is not that we don't speak to someone. Oh, Kuheli, she's not a devotee, I will not speak to her only, I will not look at her, I will start ignoring her. That is not association. Not speaking to someone is not association. But have I given my heart to that person? Am I taking their opinion and deciding the decisions of my life? That is association. Who am I giving the key of my life, my decisions, my happiness? In whose hands am I giving? That is association. Therefore, one who is free from material contamination, from material such associations, only such a person can fully engage himself in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it will always be material consciousness. So we'll pause here for today, and Krishna willing, we'll again continue reading tomorrow. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for a very kind association. Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Shri Jai Pataka Swami Guru Maharaj
Guru
ki
Maharaj
jai.
ki
Jagat
jai.
Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Sai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari
Hari
Bol.
Hari
Hari Hari
Bol.
Bol.